You for refusing to invite my sister to my wedding after she slept with my fiancé? I 27F. I'm getting married in 2 months and everything should be perfect. Except for one tiny detail. My sister Emily 29F slept with my fiancé last year. And now my family is furious that I won't invite her to the wedding. Let me backtrack. Emily has always been the golden child. Growing up, she was the pretty one, the smart one, the one my parents practically worshipped. Meanwhile, I was just there. Things started to change when I met my fiancé, Ryan 30M. For the first time, something in my life was mine. He adored me, supported me, and made me feel special. And Emily? He hated that. She flirted with him all the time, made comments about how cute he was, and even joked about how we wouldn't last. I told Ryan it made me uncomfortable, and he always reassured me that he only had eyes for me. Until last year. I don't know how long it went on, and honestly I don't care. All I know is that Emily confessed everything during a drunken breakdown, saying she didn't mean to, and that it just happened. Ryan begged me to forgive him, claimed he was drunk, stupid, and that it was the biggest mistake of his life. I should have left him. But I didn't. We did therapy, we rebuilt trust, and I made peace with it. But Emily, I never spoke to her again. Now, as my wedding approaches, my mom keeps pressuring me to be the bigger person and invite Emily. She's your sister. You'll regret not having her there. I told her I wouldn't regret a damn thing. And now my family is calling me selfish, saying I'm being petty and that I should move on since I forgave Ryan. So, AA for refusing to invite my backstabbing sister to my wedding? Update. My sister showed up anyway, and she dropped a bomb that blew up my wedding. Well folks, you called it. Emily wasn't going to go down without a fight. Despite being uninvited, despite knowing damn well she was the reason my life nearly fell apart, she showed up anyway. Faith white dress. I didn't even notice at first. My bridesmaid came running up to me before the ceremony, whisper screaming, "Your sister's here. And she looks like she's about to pull some Cinderella's evil twin type shit." I turned around and there she was, sitting front row, smiling like she just won the lottery. And standing at the altar, Ryan, looking pale as hell. I didn't get it at first. I thought he was just mad she came. But something was off. His hands were shaking. His jaw was clenched. That's when Emily stood up. "I have something to say before you start." And just like that, my stomach hit the floor. The guests gasped as she walked right up the aisle, right between my dad and my mom, who were both too stunned to stop her. Then she turned to me. "I'm pregnant." A few people actually screamed. Someone dropped their champagne flute. I felt lightheaded. I was already shaking my head before I even asked the question. "Emily, whose baby is it?" I should have known from the way she smiled. From the way Ryan was already looking at the ground. She placed a hand on her stomach and said, "Ryan's." Everything went black. The moment my wedding imploded. You know that feeling of slow motion? When your brain refuses to process something too insane to be real. Yeah, that was me. I just stood there staring at my own fiancé, waiting for him to deny it. Laugh it off. Say she was lying. But he didn't. He just kept looking at the ground, silent. That's when my mom lost it. "What the hell, Emily?" And my dad? My dad turned to Ryan and growled, "Tell me she's lying." Ryan finally lifted his head. His face was ghost white. And then he said, I was going to tell you after the wedding." After the wedding. I lunged at him. My bridesmaids had to hold me back. "After the wedding. You were just gonna lock me into a legal marriage and then be like, 'Oh BW, I got your sister pregnant?'" He had no response. Emily meanwhile stood there smirking. Like she had just won. That's when my maid of honor did the Lord's work. She grabbed a full glass of red wine off a nearby table and threw it right at Emily's stupid white dress. The room erupted. People were yelling, my mother was crying, my dad looked like he was 1 second away from swinging on Ryan, and Emily was screaming about how we ruined her dress. Her dress. That's when I decided to wrap this shit up myself. My exit was cinematic as hell. I turned back to Ryan. Looked him dead in his pathetic, cheating, sorry-ass face. Then I grabbed the wedding cake knife. People gasped. I swear someone thought I was about to commit an actual felony. But I didn't. I just walked up to the cake, sliced a huge piece and took a big-ass bite. Then I picked up the rest of the cake slice and threw it at Ryan's face. Full force. Frosting up his nose. Then I turned to the guests and smiled. "Welp, looks like there won't be a wedding after all. Enjoy the open bar." And then I grabbed a bottle of champagne, walked out and never looked back. Final update, where are they now? Ryan and Emily are together. Yes, I wish I was making this up. They are now a couple, or whatever the hell you call two people who built a relationship on betrayal and stupidity. He had the baby. I heard through the grapevine that she gave birth. No, I did not reach out. No, I do not care. My family is split. My mom refuses to talk to Emily. My dad is low-key disowning her. But some family members are telling me I should forgive and move on because family is forever. Oh, spoiler alert. No, it's not. Ryan tried to reach out. Sent me an "I miss you" text 3 months after the wedding that never was. I left him on read. I moved out of town, started therapy, and am thriving with a dog that loves me more than any man ever has. Moral of the story? If someone shows up to your wedding in a white dress, just assume they're either there to ruin your life or announce they're carrying your fiancé's demon spawn.